Back in the time lock, guys. We are starting at about, I would say it's about midday. Right now, I figured out what I wanted to do, kinda. And so I don't think we're gonna have enough of these, but it will be enough for at least a start. So what I was thinking of doing is out here under the glass. So we'll need a quick route. These things. So we had these things all set up some time ago. So I figured now would be a good time to edit these and make it better. So what I'm thinking we do is now my debate is if we do here instead. Right? Maybe more space. So I think we're gonna rock with this instead. Well, what I have to do is because of how um these work in these old versions, I have to place a block down. Sorry, other way. I apologize. I think how I did this. You have to start at the top. So in order to place fences on each other, you have to do this. And then that will lead to this. Connects up there. Just ignore the fact that it doesn't connect up there. Perfect. And so if we just go through and do this for all the corners, there's at least going to be some support that holds it all up. Now, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we definitely will not have enough off of this. I had to just guess how much it would take, and ended up taking about all of it for just that. But okay, those sides are done. All this has to go where the flower is. You can be too high. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, dang it. A little higher than I wanted to fall. 6. And then over here. 7, 8. So we just need about 10 fences, and we should have enough for this. So it'd be at least another 4 in each section. I'm doing this in a very sporadic way. Oh, wait, is that perfect? Oh my goodness. We are literally like that, guys. Gamers, we are like this. Yes, I gotta pile up with these. But then, yeah, once we get this done, it'll at least look better out here. And, at least having a bit of support would be nice. Now, that leads to just here. And just like that. Should be all of these done. The only thing I may have done is I may have missed done a block or two over here. Nope, they're all the perfect height. Okay, cool. So this is, I guess, what we got down here now. And at least helps with this. Actually, this one's one high. I don't know. Yeah, I think this one's one high actually. Like, huge fence to fall on us. I love how huge the texture is. It's so funny. Also, something in this update. Oh, it was saying that text was messed up, but it shows all the text here. So I don't know. That's weird. Because I was saying beta 1.1 had a mess up, but maybe because we're in the version 01, maybe they fixed it. Because it was saying that Notch removed the text jar file and he forgot to put it in, and then he bug fixed it, and also he forgot to put it back in. But maybe we're just good actually. But I think the sun's about to set already, and we only barely had enough time to put these stilts in. But so what I was thinking was really about this pond right here and how I want this area to look. Because I can definitely see this area all just becoming a massive pond, is what I see in my head at the very least. And then seeing a river connect from there, it'd be really cool, to have a bridge, have multiple bridges over this little river that goes by. I think that'd just be super cool. So that's a project I want to work on shortly. That I may actually end up starting that um next episode. But to end this episode, we're just gonna go off mining again, I guess is what the plan's gonna be, since we don't need anything. Now we got two signs in here, two doors. We're starting to slowly collect everything. So, how are we looking? Material wise, we should be solid. Okay, go. If you didn't see last episode, we actually cleaned this area up. So now when you walk down, it is all cobblestone for about half of it, I would say. Quarter of it. Down to at least these torches is where when I gave up at. So this will be another episode. We'll do that, and then we do got these caves right here. We could turn this into something cool down here if we I don't know exactly what we do, but we could definitely have like some walkways through this actual cave, and it could lead to things like, oh yeah, here's the alpha caves that we ended up going through. I think that'd be really cool. So I'm definitely wanting to keep this open, this little area. But then, we will want to cobble all this up, and then especially once we get to here, we need to continue mining this top out and then finish the slabs because we still got a pretty long way to go, I guess, down here. It's not as short as I thought it was going to be. But so today, back up into our mines as we've slowly been going because these go for a really long time, and now we are into this one. Goes all the way this way. We didn't get too far. I think we broke like 2.5 iron pickaxes, so that should be like maybe 300 blocks worth we got. And these ones can do 1500, so that quick math would be like 750 blocks we can go. So you can get um like 5 or 6 iron pickaxes worth out of a diamond, which is really good, especially if we can start hitting some more diamonds, which we definitely could use. Then it'll 100% be worth our time. We'll see if we end up hitting any or not. But the only thing that worries about this now is if I die, losing diamonds is a lot sucks a lot more than just losing iron. Because it's little iron. It's like, you know what, I got a couple stacks at home, but diamonds like, okay, I got 20. 17 now. It's like this is a lot for me to lose. I'm not really a lot more mad at myself. Like even when I fell in lava and I lost like 20 to 30 iron, I was really mad at myself from gosh, that was like 50 episodes ago at this point. Just about, because this should be episode 50, 57, 58. I think 57 is what this one is. So it's crazy just how this stuff is flying by. We need to do real quick, which I completely forgot about, is making me a new shovel, because I forgot we broke it when we were doing it. And a new axe also is also on the horizon. I can feel it getting really close. How this is gonna go. Something I figured I'd mention, since as I talk about talking points, and then I just end up not doing any talking points, is I don't know. I woke up a little sick, at least starting to feel sick this morning. It was mostly yesterday when I had the feeling of I woke up I'm like, okay, sickness is coming. is when I felt that. And I was like, oh great, that's the last thing we need is some sickness right before my recording day. But I feel like I've handled it pretty well. I recorded a short earlier in the day, and I didn't feel anything too bad when I did it. And watching the footage back for it, it seemed fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I was like, you know what, should be a good day. And so now it's only slightly getting me. I had these for Lunar New Year. We got a shipper in of just Lunar New Year's like Asian and Chinese things for it, and we got these Let me grab them. They're called Lucky Candies, and they're like strawberry. I gave it to my little sister, and she put it the best way. She was saying that they taste like strawberry cake. I think is the way that she worded it. And then I had one afterwards, like, yeah, I'm like, you nailed that perfectly. That was definitely a strawberry cakey um flavor on it, and they're not too bad. It was for like 40 or 60 of them. It's like 30 bucks. I don't know, 33 bucks, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal. I may end up having to buy a couple more before they run out because once we run out of the shipper, we're not getting any. Because Lunar New Year will be over around Valentine's Day, I believe. I'm trying to think because I looked it up on the spot. Somebody asked me like, New Year's is a little late. I'm like, this isn't New Year's. This is Lunar New Year's. This is a bit different, bud. Yeah, and it said it was February something. My guess is for some reason I want to say it's the 14th, but it'd be really weird for it to be the 14th. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so I've had a couple of those candies and they've been helping. I actually have been eating the candies and like, you know, I'm just gonna eat this candy and I record. This is more fun. So I've been not recording and eating the candies instead because it's noon now and I've only recorded this is like episode 3 or episode 4 that I've recorded now. I think three episodes and a short. So we don't need to record a lot is the lucky thing. I get it like the candy. I don't need to do a lot because this should be Friday's episode actually, which means I only need to do a couple more, which I'm always good with because you gotta always have your best episodes for the weekends. Friday's gonna always be a fun episode. So will Saturday and Sundays. You want to have better talking points, which I'm not doing now. I'm bad example. Listen, don't do as I do. Do as I say. That's what I always say at work is like whenever you're forced with the fact of training new people, I won't teach them the way that I do things because they might get in trouble for it. I'll at least teach them the correct way, or if they're chill enough or you like them, you're like, you know what? Here's the PB Walmart way of doing it, and you show them a super effective, highly ethical way of solving stuff. One of my favorite stories of something like that is right back when I started. This was a couple years ago. We had this one guy, and he was training me because he had just came over from another store that was like 20 minutes away because he didn't like management or something like that. And so he came over to the store that I started at, and he was in the middle of moving over to the produce, which is like the meat, produce, stuff like that. And he had to train me. And I remember we had to go do they call zoning, which is you just when you just clean up stuff like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And we get to the end of the night. We would always leave at 10 o'clock or 9:51 because they give you a 9-minute grace period both ways. You can leave or you can leave at 51 to 09 and you don't get punished at all, which is really nice. I know a lot of places don't do that, but it was like 47, 48. We were cleaning up, and we had to go through the infant section. The toys are always a mess and stuff. And he looked at me and he went, "Good enough." And he dropped what he was doing and he walked away. And whenever I go to do anything now, I always think of him going, "Oh, good enough," dropping the item and then just walking away. And I really idolize that at this point where it's like, man, I wish I did that more. And like that's an example of something I would not teach somebody else, but I always talk about that. And I was like, yeah, good enough. If I ever walk away from something, that's what I always think in my head, and I think it's really funny. That was something that happened. How long ago was that? close to 2.5 years ago at this point now, and it's still fresh in my head. And I remember I was telling my manager about it. I'm like, oh, then I'm like, yeah, good enough. I learned it from this guy, and oh, diamonds, look at that. So yeah, it's always good to have those happy moments because you don't realize that the moments are. Uh oh. You don't realize that the moments are happy until they're gone, if you know what I mean. Because I've done that a lot with people you work with and kind of stuff like that, where you get caught up in the moment and you don't realize that there's a time when those are people are. Oh, see, this is why you mine around. This was a weird vein. You can't always just live in the moment. You gotta be ready for there to be change because the second you get comfortable with something is the second things change and they will affect you the worst. If you get what I mean. So it's always really important to at least enjoy the moment for what it is, but then also be ready for change. The amount of times I've worked with people that I've had a great time with, and then they leave. There's a reason you see reels for that all the time. Of it's like, oh, when you think back to that favorite coworker who left or stuff like that, because they really make or break the work experience. If they're gone, it won't be the same, and the odds of people moving and shifting happen a lot more because the one person keeping you at work every day when they quit, it's like, okay, why even go back to work at all? Before I walk out of the mine, let me see if. Nope, that's fine. I was gonna see if I needed any of that redstone or anything I wanted to drop off, but I'm good. We got tons of redstone upstairs, and we don't use it a lot. I did not mean to yawn there. I don't know why I'm tired. It's noon. I guess it is really cold. I was talking about it earlier, a couple episodes ago, how cold it was. It's finally warmed up to about 5 degrees, and the wind chill I think went to -12. I think the advisory was actually just about to end that we got. It was good till noon. So we'll have to see if it's gone. Yeah, it now feels like -7. It has warmed up a lot. It's like 8 degrees out, and now it only feels like -7. I mean, all schools were closed last night, which is pretty rare for where we live. Only a handful of times they closed the night before. And they've already done that twice this year, which is kind of crazy because it makes me a little salty. It's like when I was in school, we never closed, but now after I've been removed from there a few years, like, oh yeah, let's close all the time. Like, oh yeah, let's use every single one of our snow days. So they're gonna have to start making days up next because I think they've now officially used their limit, which doesn't happen much. It happened to me like once in school, and that was really about it. So that's always a rare circumstance of having to make up it. Obviously, depending on the area you live, some places will have more, some will have less stuff, depending on how you have extreme weather or not. And especially if you're in like towards Florida or in the south, in the hurricane belt, stuff like that, you have just disaster days. I can't even imagine um having stuff like that. It always sounds so scary. Like you just hurricane hits you. Makes me, I guess, happy and glad the area that I live in not having hurricanes and stuff. But yeah, natural disasters are crazy. I guess that's another way I can put it. They're insane. Well, the game I'm gonna put is some of this coal away. Slabs. Well, the good thing is we do got absolutely tons of cobble, and we do need to stay mindful for when they get rid of these stone slabs and they move to the other, so they move to the new recipe. Because I'm gonna have to craft up like a complete chest of them. That's what I'm gonna need to do. Just because the recipe will not be fun anymore, and for how dirt cheap it is, well, cobblestone cheap, I should say, it 100% is gonna be worth it. So this episode we were in here. Need this lead to So, since we're in here, close a few things up. We can't do much in this area. If we do anything, it's gonna need to be your slabs. What I was thinking is if we go ahead and if we flicker that, I'm gonna probably just use normal cobble so then these walls can be changed whenever we wanna. Who cares how far this went? I can't remember. So this goes on for a fairly long distance. Oh wow, it goes to here. Okay, so we don't need that long. If we move it to like here, that's all I want. A little lighting back here. We're gonna be around a little bit. It's only makes sense to put one of you down. You can always tell it's official build project when you got the crafting table down. Cool. So what I'm thinking is, at least for the time being, we just surround this little area in wood. That has to be. Space is gonna be very limited in here. Okay. I say that's a good spot for here. Leave this. Welcome back there another time. Well, that's all for me, guys. I will see you guys next time. Bye!